The series opens with an emergency broadcast. A global warning goes out. Every coastline, every ocean, every beach on Earth, stay away. All water-related activity is suspended worldwide. And we're told the reason almost immediately. Something has been detected in the ocean. Strange activity. Unnatural movement. And then the explanation drops. Extinct marine creatures, animals that vanished millions of years ago, have started reappearing. And they're aggressive, which is why nobody on the planet is allowed near any body of water anymore. So to put it plainly, ancient sea monsters are back. They're everywhere, and nobody knows why. What they do know is that these animals are emerging from massive openings that appeared, seemingly out of nowhere, across the ocean floor. Not one opening, not in one location. These things are scattered across every ocean on the planet, and they're calling them blue holes. Think of them like black holes, but underwater.
Or portals. Gateways that are pulling creatures out of the distant past and dropping them into the present. These holes are the source. And right now, they're everywhere. After that, we get our first look at some of the creatures that have already surfaced. First up, the Mosasaurus. Picture a massive marine lizard, built like a fish, but with the jaw of something that wants you dead. It can grow over 15 meters long. It eats basically anything, including people. And it swims at around 30 miles per hour, about 48 kilometers per hour. The average human? Somewhere between 3 and 5 kilometers per hour in the water. So if you're in the ocean and a Mosasaurus shows up, that's it. That's the whole story. There's no version where you get away. On top of that, it'll eat anything in the ocean, which means it's a serious threat to the entire marine ecosystem, not just us.
Garish marine predator is considered to be a colossal, monstrous lizard.
Next, the Dunkleosteus. This one is armored, literally. It has a bony shield covering its head and chest, which means conventional firearms don't do much against it. To actually penetrate the armor, you'd need spears or supersonic rounds, the kind that break the sound barrier. The Dunkleosteus is about 4 meters long, which isn't massive, but its bite force? Roughly 6,000 pounds of pressure, around 2,700 kilograms. That's stronger than a saltwater crocodile, which currently holds the record for the most powerful bite ever measured in a lab setting. Now, theoretically, an orca's bite is stronger, estimated somewhere around 19,000 pounds. But that's never been tested directly, so it doesn't count as a confirmed record. Anyway, the Dunkleosteus is extremely aggressive. That much is confirmed.
Investigated for additional weakness. Furthermore, it has been discovered that the Dunkleosteus is very aggressive.
And then we get to the big one, the Megalodon, one of the most powerful apex predators in history. The video tells us that a single megalodon consumes around 2,500 pounds of food per day. That's over a metric ton, every day, per shark. And now there are multiple of them out there, spreading through the oceans, eating everything in sight. Marine populations are already collapsing because of it, which means environmental consequences, which means food chain collapse, which means, eventually, this hits us too, economically and otherwise. For scale, the megalodon reaches about 18 meters in length. Its jaw is large enough to fit 2 adult humans inside at the same time. And if something isn't done soon, it will destroy the ocean as we know it. The broadcast ends with a donation request. The organization managing this crisis needs financial support. Though, and the video kind of acknowledges this, the whole thing does smell a little like someone cashing in on a disaster. Nothing confirmed yet, but noted.
Now, the ocean is no longer in our control.
The next video in the series is another emergency broadcast. Different this time, though, because the creatures showing up now aren't in the ocean. They're on land. We're introduced to a news channel called Azun News, the main source through which we'll be watching all of this unfold. And through that broadcast, we learn that massive cave systems and sinkholes have started opening up across the world. Same phenomenon as the underwater blue holes, but now it's happening on the surface. And just like the ocean version, things are coming out of them. Ancient land animals, extinct for millions of years, and just as dangerous. The first warning goes out to Australia.
The creature? Megalania. It's basically a Komodo dragon if someone scaled it up to nightmare proportions. 7 meters long, around 450 kilograms, roughly half a ton. It lives in dense forests and jungle environments, but reports are already coming in of Megalania spotted in cities, in residential areas. People are advised to call local authorities immediately if they see one. Do not approach. Do not engage. Then comes a creature everyone knows. The woolly mammoth. 4 meters tall, 6 tons. And good news, it's not actually a threat to humans. The bad news is we are apparently a threat to it, because the moment mammoths started appearing, people started hunting them in huge numbers for the tusks. A single pair can go for $10,000 or more. This moment in the video is kind of quietly devastating. The series uses it as a commentary on humanity's default response to any new discovery. We monetize it. We don't even stop to think. We just immediately start figuring out how to turn it into money. Shortly after, Toronto Zoo announces it will become the first zoo in the world to display a living woolly mammoth.
Toronto Zoo is excited to announce it will be the first zoo to feature the woolly mammoth.
We briefly return to the megalodon situation, still out of control, but this time with an unexpected development. Enter Leviathan, a whale roughly the same size as the megalodon. And while the megalodon has arguably the most powerful bite in history, Leviathan has something else going for it. Teeth that are twice as long and curved forward like hooks. Once it grabs something, the prey can't pull free, which gives Leviathan the edge in roughly 65% of direct encounters with Megalodon. So Leviathan is actually helping, kind of like a natural counterbalance. It's taking down megalodons that are wrecking marine ecosystems. The problem is, Leviathan also feeds on large whales, so it's solving one problem while creating another.
Monitored, as leviathans could quickly become a threat to ecosystems if overpopulated.
Quick break. If you've made it this far and you're enjoying this, drop a like and subscribe so you don't miss new videos. All right, let's keep going. Emergency declarations out of Colombia and India. 2 new serpents, both extinct, both enormous. In Colombia, the Titanoboa, about 14 meters long, lives near water, lakes, swamps, rivers, eats fish, eats crocodiles. It's a semi-aquatic apex predator. In India, something called Vasuki indicus, same length and build as the Titanoboa, but this one lives on land, and it eats large mammals, including humans. The name Vasuki wasn't chosen randomly. Vasuki is the name of the serpent wrapped around the neck of Shiva, one of the most powerful deities in Hinduism. And this is the second time in the series that an extinct creature has been named after an ancient god or mythological entity. The first was the Titanoboa being given a title tied to primal natural forces. The pattern is becoming clearer. These animals aren't just animals. Their names are messages.
An international organization is being formed to handle.
This is also where we're introduced to GPAC, the international organization formed specifically to manage the crisis. Their first plan?
destroy the openings, blow up the holes that the creatures are coming out of. They start executing it. And during the operation, a worker at one of the sites records something strange, a sound coming from inside one of the holes, like laughter. Not human laughter, something else entirely. The scientists' current theory, the extinct animals weren't dormant in time. They were living somewhere underground.
In some vast subsurface ecosystem. They're not being pulled from the past. They're fleeing something. Something is already down there. And it's scaring apex predators into running toward us.
And this is only the beginning of what the series reveals. Because what comes next changes everything we thought we understood about these events. So in the next part, we're going to break down what happens when the situation stops being global and starts getting personal. If you want to continue this breakdown, make sure you subscribe, because part 2 is where things really start to make sense. Or fall apart.